Okay, so we now have a panel looking at how to leverage automated condition monitoring in the driving of event-based transparency, looking at quality assurance and the optimization of trade lane analytics. We have a panel joining us for this topic. In that panel, we have Marina, who's a segment manager for Pharma and Life Sciences at Berlinger. We have Marc, who's a global logistics validation manager with Vifor Pharma. And we have Klaus, who's the head of quality management and a responsible person at Frigo-Trans. So Marina, Marc, Klaus, it's great to have you involved. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. And yeah, let's jump into the topic here. Let's begin with end-to-end monitoring. It's a really hot topic. It's been covered elsewhere on the agenda to a great degree. So in light of the ongoing COVID-19 vaccine distribution, it's something that's also gaining huge importance, especially due to the need for timely decisions on product status. So Klaus, maybe if we could start with you, what do you think is truly required for end-to-end monitoring within the space?
Well, Phil, collaboration with all involved stakeholders is the key for end-to-end monitoring. Clearly defined roles, clearly defined responsibilities, and of course, clearly defined handover points, and in best case, full integration of systems to share complete data sets. These should reduce the workload on all parties involved and errors related to the traditional way of sharing information.
Got you. And Marina, did you have anything that you wanted to add here from Berlinger's perspective?
Yes, certainly. I can confirm what Klaus said about the integration. So integration is really key to achieve end-to-end visibility. We also see an increasing demand from our customers to integrate with our monitoring platform, SmartView. Customers, they want to have an integrated view and now are not using transport or planning or ERP systems separately anymore, because of course that results in the duplication of information and not having a connected view of the data. Also, if we talk about temperature monitoring, that means that decisions can mainly be made only on a shipment level. Now, if customers integrate their ERP with our SmartView platform, they can achieve automation, meaning that they can take decisions on data or on batch or product level. So the qualified person is now able to assess the batch or the pallet instead of just the shipment. And that could also avoid a complete shipment being quarantined. And instead, now they're able to quarantine the product that is really affected. So if we talk about end-to-end monitoring, it's really about reducing the work related to deviations and also the cost. But finally, it's of course about increasing the speed of product availability for the patient.
Of course, yeah. So patient centricity very much, at the center of the picture there. Maybe Marc, if we could move on to you, from a producer's perspective, where do you think this is all going? What are your views on the future of end-to-end monitoring and building on what the others have said here?
So being able to easily stitch together monitoring data of finished goods, not only on shipment, but also on product level, is only the start. To track the logistics aspects for the whole life cycle of the product through manufacturing steps, such as the API, semi-finished or finished product transport and warehousing down to the pharmacies or the patient. I think that's the future. This requires three main ingredients, which are collaboration, technology, and standards. The collaboration is required between pharma companies to cover the steps in the life cycle of the product and between the logistics stakeholders for the transport legs, as mentioned already by Klaus. These vertical and horizontal collaborations are required because of the heterogeneous nature of the pharma manufacturing ecosystem. Then technologies such as plugin interfaces, cloud platforms, or blockchain databases are required to aggregate the data, guarantee confidentiality, and ensure security of the information. Finally, the standards in data and communication formats are necessary to allow processing and or concatenating the temperature, the humidity, the geolocalization, and other information.
Got you. Right. Okay. Thanks for very succinctly putting it there, and yeah, makes a great deal of sense. So maybe Klaus, if we could come back to you. Sorry, my apologies. Maybe Marina, if you could answer this, building on something that Klaus mentioned earlier on, which is the data side of things. So there's an increasing amount of data becoming available. So how is it? Do you think that events-based transparency ensures seamless quality assurance? How are those two linked, or one enables the other?
Yeah, indeed. Event-based transparency for us is really about the right stakeholders receiving the right information at the right time. And when we speak about information, we could talk about things that are going on right now, or that are about to happen, like a temperature deviation. But it's also the ability to predefine critical criteria. So criteria that have an effect on the product quality. And I think one can understand that one event which is critical for one product is not necessarily critical for another product. So this really depends on the product, but maybe also on the lane. So it's about really being able to manage the events which are key for the product quality. So if we take an example, a customer is aware of known prolonged customs clearance times at an airport, then he may want to define the arrival at this airport as an event, so that when the product is arriving at that airport, the monitoring party is, that could be the forwarder or the customer or us, is receiving an alert that the product is now moving through the logistics leg, which is really critical for the quality of this product. And also, if things are not going as planned, and if they are aware that the product is in the status or at this moment at the airport, they are able to intervene proactively. For example, they realize that the product is not managed according to SOP, for example, if it's not moved into temperature controlled area. So if we talk about event-based transparency, it's really about which data is important for this shipment, for this product on this lane.
Got you. Okay, right. And Klaus, if we can maybe move into kind of where the value is in all of this, and there's a lot of discussion around ROI from this transparency and real-time transparency. So what value do you see in having transparency on events, during transport from your side?
Data on events do not only allow us insights into ongoing shipment, it also supports the CAPA process, a very important step. Currently, it's very cumbersome and a lengthy process to gather information from all involved stakeholders, sometimes even around the globe, to get a root cause analysis done. Data on events support more efficient and conclusive root cause analysis and helps define effective preventive measures which can avoid reoccurrence, which is in all cases the key. For further, we see it as an opportunity to proactively track bottlenecks, and this way potentially even to improve the process set up before it arises as a quality issue. For example, if I have the possibility to track the time frame from opening of a packaging at the time of loading at a certain site, and the monitoring data will highlight that it is longer than expected, we have the opportunity to optimize the process before the long opening of the packaging result in a packaging performance issue, resulting in deviation, and of course product integrity would then be not longer be integrated.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So that CAPA piece is incredibly important and something that's often overlooked, I guess. Marc, if we could maybe come back to you in the Vifor's perspective, like we understand that visibility supports quality assurance, that's been established now, but what about automated conditioning monitoring and how that helps with trade lane analytics for you guys and supporting that?
Yeah, so a centralized transport monitoring solution provides support with trade lane validation and revalidation in my case. The smooth collection of information in one One central cloud database allows easy extraction of data to continuously revalidate the lanes through trending analysis. It also gives the opportunity to make proactive adjustments in operations where necessary before major events arise, as mentioned by Marina. Additionally, it allows to assess all the key parameters that define the process performance. This helped me identify strengths or weaknesses of service providers on certain lanes or regions, and provides an opportunity to optimize on procured services through real-time vendor management. In the near future, we want to use these systems in conjunction with our ERPs for risk-based transportation decisions. Eventually, with the help of artificial intelligences or robot decision automation, analyzing variables such as lead times, weather, or traffic. This will help optimizing costs and reducing transport risk by choosing the right shipping systems, routings, transport modes, or actually even the best service provider.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. Well, yeah. There's it's really exciting to see how all of these technologies are being leveraged and in combination with one another as well. So, long may that continue. Marina, from Berlinger's perspective, I know you've got some new developments in your pipeline to address, the needs related to this kind of automated condition monitoring. So, are you able to give us some more of an idea of how you guys are solving those pain points? And you mentioned SmartSystem earlier on. Could you unpack that a little bit more for us?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to give you a sneak peek. We're really excited about this new development, which is a modular, scalable platform of devices. And I believe there are 3 key elements of our new development which will solve the pain points of our customers and the industry. So with our new development, the SmartSystem, we want to reduce the cost of real time with the intercommunication that we have designed into the SmartSystem platform. So that way we can make real time more feasible for the extended product range rather than just for the high value products. We hear from many customers that at the moment they're working with 2 systems or 2 monitoring platforms. One for the high volume products where they use PDF, the passive data loggers, and another solution for the high value products where they potentially use a real-time platform. And in the worst case, these 2 solutions are not even integrated in one data platform. So this is, of course, really not supporting the end-to-end vision. And so that's the first point. The second point is that we want to increase efficiency through the modular real-time. That means we can achieve automation. For example, if we talk about shipment origin, we can achieve just-in-time device configuration. And that reduces the manual work and consequently also the human errors that are related to that work. So that brings me then to the third point, improving the quality. Klaus touched upon the CAPA reporting process. This, we understand, is still a struggle for many stakeholders in the industry. So due to the process, there are many different stakeholders involved, the forwarder, the airlines, the customer, and there is a lack of data as well. So with SmartSystem, we want to achieve conclusive CAPA reporting that allows introducing really effective measures that avoid the reoccurrence of a deviation. So these 3 elements, the reducing the cost, increasing efficiency, and improving the quality, is the value that we believe our modular scalable platform can deliver for our customers.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Well, yeah, I mean, each of those is incredibly important in terms of drivers, and as we said before, a continuing discussion over previous years at LogiPharma is whether where one can drive ROI from this technology, but reduction of cost whilst ensuring your efficiency and quality value will surely answer these questions. But I guess my final question might be to you, Marina, like. how is this distinguished? How is the SmartSystem distinguished from perhaps other solutions, other players within this space in the market?
Yeah, happy to. What is unique about Berlinger is that Berlinger has been in the temperature monitoring market for 30 years. So all the development that Berlinger has achieved in the last years are specifically designed for the pharma industry. So all the devices are developed according to pharma grade standards. The SmartSystem is really taking the next step to achieve an integrated system approach. So we have the hardware, which in the SmartSystem is called the Smart Monitor. We have the software, the Smart View, and we will also introduce new smart services. When we talk about the smart services, there we want to really address new needs from customers like monitoring services, but one issue or pain point of our customers that we want to also address is the sustainability topic. So we want to help our customers to achieve their sustainability targets with this new solution. And if we summarize the system approach, it really guarantees compatibility and also compliance, which of course is key for the industry that we are in. And at the same time, we want to deliver flexibility for our customers, because I think it's clear that in the times that we are in, this is key to help our customers. So yeah, that was just a sneak peek, but we would be happy to give our new customers and existing customers a more detailed insights in one-on-one sessions.
Great, I'm sure, yeah, everyone listening at the moment, if you have further questions for Marina, for Marc, for Klaus, issue them now. We've got a bit of time for Q&A, but we'll also, I'm sure they'd be happy to have a chat with you, particularly the folks from Berlinger after the fact. In the interim, thanks very much indeed for your perspectives, Marina, Marc, Klaus, really appreciate it. And yeah, we've got a bit of time for some Q&A now. Thanks, guys.